Welcome, everybody, to Career Day 2025, to your first session with Alicia and I. This is being mindful throughout your job search and avoiding burnout. We're so grateful to be here today and to guide you through this. So let's get started. At SNHU, creating an inclusive and accessible learning environment is a priority. Your experience is crucial, and if you require accommodations, please reach out to the respective centers. Online students can reach us at oac@snhu.edu or 866-305-9430. Campus students, cac@snhu.edu or at 603-644-3118. And SNHU staff and faculty can reach out at hr@snhu.edu. With that, we've covered the essentials for smooth and engaging conference experience. Thank you for joining us, and let's get ready to be inspired, learn, and connect. Now let's learn a little bit more about Alicia and I.
It's my honor to introduce your host, Tori. She is a career advisor at Southern New Hampshire University, where she has been guiding students and professionals for the past 8 years. She is also a dedicated yoga and mindfulness instructor with 9 years of experience, passionate about helping others navigate life's challenges thoughtfully while creating the life they want to live. Tori teaches mindfulness, self-care techniques, meditation practices, journal prompts, and more. When Tori is not advising students or teaching mindfulness, she is enjoying every moment with her two young sons, spending time in nature, and baking homemade sourdough bread. Tori's holistic approach inspires those around her to find balance and fulfillment.
Thank you. And now more about Alicia. So Alicia is a passionate career advisor with a love for helping others navigate their professional journeys. With a heart full of adventure, she's traveled to 39 countries, gaining a deep appreciation for diverse cultures along the way. When she's not guiding learners toward their dream careers, Alicia can be found spending time with her beloved cats, Lagertha and Boudica, enjoying a karaoke session with friends, or practicing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. A lifelong learner, Alicia was trained in spirituality practices by her witchy hippie mom and incorporates mindfulness and positive psychology into both her professional and personal lives. Always a social butterfly, Alicia thrives on connecting with others and creating spaces where people feel seen and supported. Whether she's offering career advice or just enjoying a casual chat over coffee, Alicia brings warmth, positivity, and a sense of adventure to everything she does, and I'm so grateful she's here to join me. Okay, so this is our agenda for today, everyone. We're going to get into mindfulness at work and during your job search. We're going to talk a little bit about self-care in and out of the workplace. We're going to do some gratitude and journaling practices. And of course, we couldn't do a session like this without a little guided meditation at the end.
Mindfulness, a mental state of focused awareness on the present moment where one calmly acknowledges and accepts their thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations, often used as a therapeutic technique. So, mindfulness in the workplace is something that's really important to me. It involves your space, intention, and retention, and professional boundaries. It can help you make better decisions. It helps you deal with challenges easier, and it gives you the option to think before you react. It's about having a more open and positive mind. For your space, don't have too many distractions, but having something to fiddle with can help you be mindful. So don't create a sterile environment if it takes away from your peace. Intention and retention. When you act with intention, you retain information better and you think more clearly. It is the same as turning the music down in the car when you're not sure where you're going. You drive with more intention. Same as at work. Turn down that noise that distracts you. And with it, when it comes to professional boundaries, yes, you need to do your job, but there is such a thing as doing too much work. Do not take on more than you can handle and make sure you ask your colleagues for help when you need it.
I apologize for skipping ahead a couple times. Mouse is getting ahead of me. Okay, so how can mindfulness help me in my job search? And this is a question that I want all of you to ask yourself. And at the end of this presentation, you can reflect on after what you've learned with Leisha and I. So, stress management, right? And that could look like so many different things. But if you are looking for a job and you're applying and you're really stressed out and you're feeling this frustration build and build and build, this can and most likely will come across in your application process some way, somehow. It could be how you conduct a cover letter. It could be how you answer the phone with a potential employer. It could be in how you react to someone trying to network with that you're trying to network with, even without you realizing it, right? So it could change the tone of our voice. It can do a lot of different things. So it's important to understand that with each application, each interaction we have, can we take a quick deep breath or a few and just say, okay, hold on, this is a brand new application. Go into it open-minded and just, how can you manage that stress so that way no one else can feel what you're feeling? And we're going to get into more ways of how you can do that. So, setting attainable goals. This is a strategy that I've practiced myself, and I practice with a lot of my students. So, let's talk about setting these short, attainable goals so you can set each week to build your confidence and set you up for success throughout this process of looking and applying for jobs. Because let's be real, nobody really enjoys the process of looking and applying for jobs, right? So, how can we make it as mindful and a process that isn't going to overtake our stress, right? So here I have a 3-day strategy that you can work with. I encourage my students to use this when they are feeling stressed, frustrated, overwhelmed, or just to enjoy a little more structure and organization when going about this process. I also recommend tailoring this process to each person, right? Because every single one of you is different, and what might work for me might not work for you, right? So making it your own. So some might enjoy this exact strategy, and others might need, one more day or less of whatever it is, right? Do what works for you. So maybe, day one, you save and you search for jobs. You do a little bit of research, right? You find those jobs that really call to you. Maybe day two, you're really working on just submitting your applications. You're writing a tailored cover letter, you're writing a tailored resume, and you're hitting that application button. And then maybe day three, your only focus is to follow up and network with individuals. Okay. And again, this process could work for you in the 3 days. Maybe you need 4 days, maybe you need 2 days. My hope and my goal for you is to not spend every single day on this process, because that's when the stress can take over. That's when the frustration can build. Because if you're never giving yourself time to do what does bring you joy, imagine how stressed out you're going to feel, right? If you're never taking time to go for that daily walk you always do, or if you never take time to spend with your friends and your family, you're constantly searching and applying for jobs, that's going to really, really do yourself a disservice in this process. So other strategies to take are creating attainable goals each week that you feel good accomplishing, right? Try not to overwork yourself with goals that are out of reach. For example, if you are trying to network with more professionals, take it week by week. Maybe week one you reach out to 5 professionals. Then week two you follow up to a few more, and stay organized, right? Keep sticky notes. Have notes on the side of your computer so you know who you're reaching out to and what's working and what's not, right? So this is a constant process of reflecting and saying, okay, what did I do last week and did that work? Or do I need to kind of optimize here and do something different? So moving into self-care in and out of the workplace. So empowering practice of nurturing your body, your mind, and your spirit, embracing activities that restore balance, boost resilience, and help you live a vibrant, fulfilling life. And when I think of this, this is really where you mix in personal and professional, right? If you have this process where you're nurturing your mind, your body, and your spirit, that's really going to come across professionally as well. It's going to take care of you holistically, right? So when you go to your computer or you go to apply for a job, and you are doing things that empower the self care within you, then you're going to feel so much more positive and confident throughout this process. And that is Alicia and I's goal for you today. Okay. So, self care in the workplace. So, this might sound like something new to you, which is okay. Um, or, it might be a thing that you've never even thought of. And so, let's remove that right now. If you are not taking care of ourselves in the workplace, if we're not taking care of ourselves, then how are we able to show up for other people, our colleagues, our supervisors, our customers, our students, whoever it is, right? If you're not filling your cup, you're not going to be able to fill anybody else's. Okay. So let's think of our environment. Whether you are remote or in the office, it's important to set up your space for success. What do you want it to look like? What do you want it to feel like? What should be on your desk? What do you need to feel successful throughout your day? Right? These are amazing questions to reflect on as you think about your environment. Think about it. If you have a messy desk with paper everywhere, your coffee mug from 2 days ago, definitely guilty of that, no water to sip on, are you really going to show up with your best self? Right? Messes can create unwanted anxiety that we don't even realize. And the little things matter. For example, hydration is important. So make sure you always have a full glass of water or water bottle near you when you're working, or even your favorite snack. Maybe you are a plant lover. So why not have your favorite plant on the side, right? That brings you joy, or a salt lamp to offer positive energy in a relaxing space, right? And those are a couple of things that I love to have. I always love to have my water, a nice snack, my plant. I have a salt lamp in the background because I love the ambiance. These are all little things that bring me joy. And the days that I don't have those set up, I can feel it. I can really, really notice it. Okay, moving on to mindful scheduling, brain breaks, and movement. Favorite. So it is so crucial to not overschedule yourself with back-to-back meetings or meetings that are too long, right? And I speak from experience. I've had plenty of jobs where I've done that, and I've booked myself completely throughout the day, and 3 hours in, I'm burnt out, right? So then that the last half of the day, I'm not really showing up to the best of my ability, right? So are you leaving any space for breaks? Right? Look at your schedule and be real with yourself. Some people don't even notice, but are you actually leaving any space for that? Are you leaving space to eat? Do you eat at your desk? I know so many people are guilty of that. Are you moving throughout the day? Right? If you're sitting all day, which isn't the best thing for our posture, are you getting up and stretching? Are you getting up and going for a walk real quick just to move your body and your bones and your muscles and get the energy moving throughout your joints? Taking brain breaks is very beneficial to clear the mind and reset and not feel overworked. When we are overworked, we start to feel burned out, which can decrease our productivity, it can decrease our confidence, and so much more. So maybe take a meeting over the phone while you walk outside, or sit on Zoom out on your patio so you can soak in some natural vitamin D from the sun, right? Little things that can really, really add up to help us throughout the day. Asking for help. I know this is so difficult for a lot of us, myself included. This is something I've worked on most of my career, and I've gotten a lot better at it, but I really had to dig into it. So many of us are afraid to ask for help because we think it proves that we can't handle our workload. I know because I used to think this way too, and it's wrong. It's so wrong. The minute I realized asking for help is okay and I really surrendered to that, I felt a sense of freedom. I was able to work on and accomplish other tasks. I didn't feel so overworked anymore. I felt I could breathe again throughout the day. If this is something that's difficult for you, start small. Understand where you need help and who you feel comfortable asking for help with. And remember, it's always okay to say no. When you accept that and you surrender to that, your life can change.
Beautifully put. So, when it comes to self care out of the workplace, just as Tori had said, they're very much intertwined. If you're not taking care of yourself out of the workplace, you're not going to perform at your best within the workplace. So, the first thing to remember is that self care is not selfish. You cannot perform your best at an activity when you are injured. You need to rest and you need to heal. The same goes for your mental well being. If you are feeling overwhelmed or upset, you cannot perform to the best of your ability in whatever role you hold, be it being a parent, a friend, or even a partner. It's okay to take time to yourself to feel like yourself. And that's why self care is not selfish. Boundaries are extremely important in this area as well. By establishing clear limits, you create a sense of balance, ensuring you have the space and time needed to care for yourself, to pursue your goals, and to maintain healthy relationships. Boundaries allow you to communicate your needs and priorities effectively, to prevent burnout and reduce stress by preventing others from overstepping or taking advantage of your time and your energy. Ultimately, setting boundaries fosters self respect, promotes healthier interactions, and empowers you to live a more fulfilling and centered life. Now, when we think about work, some of us feel guilty about using our paid time off. Use your time off. It's there for a reason. Do not feel guilty about using it. Use it with intention to care for yourself and not just by seeing a doctor when you're sick. Nourish your own needs, whether it be for travel or even a staycation. Your PTO is there again for a reason. Do not forget about it and remember to use it. And this goes along with making the time. You don't have to meditate for an hour. Some of us might want to. Tori, looking at you. um, but you need it to maintain balance in your life, just making the time and space for yourself. It's important to prioritize activities that help you recharge and center yourself. And that doesn't mean it's meditation. It could be reading, it could be something physical, like my bio said, I do jujitsu, and that's my time for me. Um, it could be something as simple as a 5-minute meditation or as involved as an hour-long workout class, whatever helps you feel grounded and refreshed. Make sure to schedule time for yourself outside of work so that you're not overwhelmed or stretched too thin. If you don't intentionally create this space, you risk neglecting your own well being, which can lead to burnout and exhaustion. Taking time for yourself is essential to staying healthy, focused, and energized. And again, that goes back to boundaries as well. As a parent, you often might feel like you don't have time to set time for yourself because you're running the kids around or your partner has obligations that you need to help with, but you're not doing them any favors if you're exhausted and you can't be fully present. Family, friends, and hobbies are a part of your self care out of the workplace. They're important elements for a balanced life. Depending on the person, some may be more important than others, but know yourself. Define what needs more of your time and intentionally set that time aside to nurture those areas.
So important, Alicia. And I just want to add on to that as someone who's had a self care routine for quite a few years now, something I've had to realize and be okay with is that it doesn't always have to look the same. You go through different seasons of life and some stressful ones and some ones that feel really great. And, 1 week or 2 weeks or even a month in a row, you're feeling good, you're meditating, you're journaling, you're doing whatever works. But then all of a sudden something changes, right? And the minute self-care feels like a chore or you don't want to do it or you're challenging, maybe it's time to switch it up, right? Like it's okay to instead of meditating for that hour or for that 10 minutes, you go for a walk outside, right? And that's something that I've had to notice because I've switched up my routine constantly, especially with two little kids now. It's almost different daily, right? And we in embracing in that and just really accepting that it's okay to switch it up, that it's not meant to be there to stress us out more. It's there to support us, right? So I just wanted to add
So
that in.
important.
Yeah. So this is a quote from Eckhart Tolle that Alicia and I really loved and felt it spoke to this presentation. It is through gratitude for the present moment that the spiritual dimension of life opens up. And this is going to move us into the gratitude part of our presentation. Gratitude, one of my favorite ways to practice mindfulness, self-care. It has literally changed my life. And these bullet points are just a few things that gratitude can do for us. Opens the door to more relationships, improves physical health, improves psychological health. It can enhance empathy, reduce aggression, helps us sleep better. Yes, please. Improves self-esteem and increases mental strength. And I, I cannot express how much gratitude has not only changed my life, it's shifted my brain. It's shifted the way I speak to myself, right? I was a person who used to complain a lot. I'd be like, oh, I gotta work 8 hours today, or oh, I gotta do this thing, or oh, I gotta work out, right? Instead of talking to myself like that, I now say, I get to work out today. I get to move my body. I get to do a job today that I enjoy. Oh, and by the way, I get paid for it as well. Right. So just even it's little things like that, switching up our words can literally reprogram our brains to be more positive than on the negative side, which I think is so important. So let's take a moment. I'd like you to grab a pen and paper real quick, or your notes in your phone, which is okay. I am a fan of writing things out. I do think we digest it in our brain a little bit more, as the data says. So whatever works for you. I want you to think to yourself what you're grateful for. And I don't want you to overthink it. These things can be as big or as small as you want them to be. It can be as simple as I'm grateful for the water I'm drinking right now. Okay. And on your list, on your paper, on your phone, just write, I am grateful for, and list out 3 to 5 things. And you can continue this list throughout the presentation. You can continue it afterwards. But I just want you, as you're writing this list down, and I'm doing it with you, I want you to notice how your body feels. I want you to notice when you look at this list, what does it do for you? Right? And it could be the tiniest, most minuscule little change. But if it helps you take a deeper breath, or if it helps put a smile on your face, or if it helps you really think like, wow, I have so many things to be grateful for today, right? It's those little tiny things that we can do day in and day out that really can change our life as a whole. And Alicia and here are here to speak from experience. So keep that list handy, okay? And so here's something that I always offer in my presentations because it's something I've done for years and it's something that is so simple and it has helped me every single day. When I wake up in the morning, before I even open my eyes, or at least try to, I think of 3 things right away that I'm grateful for. And I'm a mom of 2 toddlers who usually are in bed with me by that morning time. So I get it, right? Like I'm with you. It is not easy. But when you create a habit, right? I think it's like 21 days to create a habit where you start to really, um, it really starts to feel like your routine, your natural routine. It always brings joy to myself. It always makes me feel like, okay, I have these 3 things I'm grateful for right now. I'm gonna take a deep breath and I'm gonna have a great day, right? And it always kind of turns things around. Like if I wake up and I'm sore, I wake up and I'm tired or whatever it is, like it doesn't matter. Okay, what am I grateful for? And think about it. You don't need anything for that, and it's completely free, right? So, and again, that works for me. It might not work for you, but I always like to offer that practice because it is so simple. Okay, yay. Yoga for everyone. So we are going to move our bodies a little bit. You can do this standing up. You can do this sitting down. I'm going to do a little bit of both. I'm going to do as much as I can in the screen with the space that I have, but I will guide you throughout it. So um, before we get started, I always want to ground ourselves. So if it's comfortable for you, close your eyes. If that's not comfortable for you, just have a soft gaze looking downward. And if you're sitting down, I want you to feel whatever it is supporting you underneath your sit bones, the chair, the floor, your bed, right? If you're standing up or your feet are on the ground, notice what's supporting your feet. Spread your toes, wiggle them, right? Really feel yourself being supported. And just this practice of feeling yourself being supported is grounding you, right? You might hear people talk about it all the time. You might ask yourself, what does that even mean? What is grounding? This is grounding. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, slowly let it go. And so just continue your inhales and your exhales. Now notice where your shoulders are. Relax them. Bring them as far away from your ears as possible. Now shrug them up into your ears on purpose. Bring them up. Hold it here. Inhale. Let them drop heavily as you exhale. Oh, that should feel so good. Do it again. Inhale. Shrug them up. Exhale, release. Let's do that one more time. Inhale and release. Take your fingertips and cup your shoulders. And I want you to circle your elbows. You can do it either which way. We're going to go both ways. So just wide circles with your elbows, creating the space in your shoulder joint. And you might feel it in your upper back. I definitely do. And opening your chest. Try not to go too fast. I just noticed I was going a little too fast. Slow it down. Breathe throughout it. And then when you're ready, reverse the direction. Remembering to come back to your breath. It's so easy to hold our breath when we're trying to focus on something new or different. Focus on the breath. Let the breath guide the movements. Let's slowly come back to center. Release your hands. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Really reach through your fingertips. Come out of your rib cage here. Create space through your rib cage. You might even feel some cracks, that you're just really opening up. Breathe in and then bring your left, I'll opposite you, I'll mirror you. So bring your left hand down and bring it onto the floor or something next to you to support you. Lift your right arm up first and then reach it over. So you're really creating the space in the right side of your body, right? And you're not crouching in the other side. So breathe here. It doesn't matter what side you're on. We're going to do both sides. You can gaze up towards your hand if that feels comfortable for you. If not, you can look down, you can look ahead. Breathe into the space that you're creating. One more deep inhale. Exhale, stay here. Come back to center, simply switch sides. So you're going to inhale, reach first. Really important that we reach and then come over. And you might notice differences on each side of your body. That's completely normal. I always say to myself, the different sides of your body, they're siblings, right? They're not twins. They're not supposed to be exactly the same. And I think so many of us are like, oh, this side of my body's so tight. That's okay. Just embrace it. Just breathe into it. Good. Come back to center. Okay. We're going to come into a forward fold. So you can do this. I'm going to do this standing up. You can do this sitting down as well. This is going to be an amazing release for your lower back and the backs of your legs. So I'll do my best to be in the camera. So what I want you to do, and Alicia, if you lose me, let me know. But I want you to slowly bend your knees and just start to curve your spine and come into a deep forward fold. Let your arms be heavy and relaxed. Let your head be heavy and relaxed. Release your jaw. And if you feel good here and you want to play around with straightening your legs a little bit more, you're really going to feel an opening in the back of your legs. And again, if you're sitting, you're simply just sitting down onto your thighs, bringing your chest and your belly to your thighs and releasing your upper body over your lower body. Good. Maybe if you're standing, you can play around with bending one knee and then the other. Good. Stay here and breathe. This is one of the most amazing ways to release any lower back tension, to open up your hamstrings, right? Especially if we're sitting down a lot, and creating space in your neck, right? Letting your head be heavy, releasing it like letting gravity pull it towards the ground. Good. You can let your arms be heavy and maybe sway side to side. How does that feel? Right? There's so many different things you can do here. But all right, now as you come up, I want you to bend your knees if you're standing slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Okay, think of your spine stacking on top of each other, different vertebrae. Coming up slowly, roll the shoulders, and then your head comes up last. Ooh, shake it out. I don't know about you, but that felt delightful this morning. Okay, we'll do one more heart opening stretch before we move on. I want you to bring your forearms together and right in front of you, hands together. As you inhale, I want you to open up your chest, bring your shoulder blades together, and look up towards the sky, creating a beautiful stretch in your throat and your neck. And then as you exhale, round your upper body and bring your chin to your chest and bring the forearms back together. Gonna do this 2 more times. Inhale, open, exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. Shake it out. Shake the wrists, fingertips. Oh, I hope you guys feel good. That was just a few minutes of some amazing ways to open up and stretch your body. And now Alicia is going to guide us through some journaling.
That was great. I did the sitting version as I injured myself in a tournament 2 days ago, but I very much enjoyed that. So thank you, Tori. Now, for me, it's actually something very much in line with what Tori spoke to in regard to gratitude. Similar to her, I definitely used to complain quite a bit more, like having to do this, having to do that, rather than the I get to do this, I get to do that. And journaling is a great way to release some of the stress that you might have in your life, but also similar to what Tori said, having a routine that, makes you be mindful and present sometimes needs to be changed up. I used to be the kind of person that would spend an hour a day journaling, and life just got way too hectic for that. And then I would feel overwhelmed that I need to catch up in my journaling. And I'd feel guilty about the fact that I hadn't journaled. And that's just not a way to take on mindfulness practices, because you shouldn't feel guilty. This is time you're setting aside for yourself. It doesn't have to be an hour, it can be 5 minutes. And that is where bullet journaling comes in. It helps me to maintain my journaling practices while fitting into my new routine for mindfulness and my schedule. And one thing that I actually learned about in a positive psychology course was writing down 3 positive things a day for, I think it was 21 days, can completely change your perspective of your life. And I'm sorry if my cat interrupts me. It looks like she was about to walk across the screen. But when we focus on the positive, we're not letting ourselves go, I have to do this, I have to do this. It turns it into, oh, I really got to do this today. I got to spend time with this friend today. And so just try it for even a week, maybe prolong that, but try to write down 3 positive things a day. It's a very therapeutic experience. I can give an example. Yesterday, I did not do much because, as I said, I was injured in a tournament on Saturday, so I had to rest my knee. But instead, I focused on 3 positive things. Was that I actually got to take the day to myself and relax. So that was one of my positive things. My other positive thing was one of my friends checked in on me and was just congratulating me on the experience I had. And another positive thing was I did actually end up going to go to dinner with another one of my friends. So right there is 3 positive things, but it literally could have been as simple as, oh, it smells like winter. I love that smell. Or it smells like spring. I love that smell. It doesn't matter what your 3 positive things are. They can be the most obscure or smallest little tidbits of your day, but just focusing on 3 positive days or 3 positive things a day can really change that outlook on your life. Um, Doing it over a longer period of time can literally shape and change your perspective on life.
I love that. I love that. And unfortunately, we're coming to the end of our presentation, but I am going to guide you through a little meditation. So I want you to fully be in the here and now. I'm going to give you a little information on meditation if you're new to it first, and then we'll get into it. So breathing and meditation, right? So important. Close to 70% of people are not breathing properly. How crazy is that? Close to 70% of people are not breathing properly. Our lungs inhale and exhale 20,000 times a day. Meditation is a beautiful way to connect with our breath, slow our nervous system down, and go inward, right? Creating space between our thoughts. Not totally shutting off our thoughts, right? We're meant to think. I think that gets misconstrued sometimes. They can help reduce our stress, our anxiety, improve our mood, understand our emotions better, lower blood pressure, strengthen our immunity, help us sleep better. I think we've talked about that before, right? I could go on and on about the benefits. So let's put all of this into practice. And again, like Alicia said, you don't have to sit here and meditate for an hour. There are days where I don't have time for that. Barely. Very rarely do I have time for an hour. So maybe it's 5 minutes, maybe it's 2 minutes, right? So again, we'll ground ourselves. I want you to close your eyes if that feels better for you. It's going to be a little bit of a guided visual meditation. But again, if that doesn't feel good for you, you don't have to do that. I want you to just take a quick scan of your body from the crown of your head all the way down to your feet. And just notice any tension, any tightness, and just bring awareness to those areas. And I want you to breathe into those areas. Maybe your upper back feels a little tight today, so you focus on your upper back. You take a deep inhale in and you release, let it go. And each time you breathe into these areas of tension or tightness, think of creating space around your muscles, your bones, your ligaments, your fascia, right? All of these beautiful things inside of our body that keep us moving. Now let's nourish them. Inhale in your nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Coming to organic breathing, inhales and exhales through the nose. With a tall, long spine. And in your next inhale, think of your inhale coming up the base of your spine, all the way into your head. Your inhale's coating your brain, right? And then exhale, we release it like a waterfall all the way down our back. Inhale again, up your spine. Bring breath and space into your headspace. Exhale, let it go. That works for you. You can continue to visualize that. I'm going to invite you next to create a little happy place in your mind, wherever that is for you. You might already know exactly where to go, on top of a mountain, on a beach, a wintry wonderland, in a field of wild flowers, wherever that is, plant yourself there. Create your environment around you in your mind space, colors, smells. What does it look like and feel like for you? Breathe in, breathe out, and create this space just for you. There are other practices where you can bring people in and out, but today we're just going to focus on you, making sure that we're filling our cups first. And with the theme of gratitude and mindfulness today, as you're sitting here closing your eyes or having a soft gaze and you're in this happy place that you've created in your mind, this place that only you know of, think of something you're grateful for and take a big, deep breath in your nose, biggest one so far. Exhale, let it go. On your next inhale, I want you to focus on filling your belly, moving your breath up into your chest and then into your throat. Inhale, belly, chest, throat. Hold it at the top. Release it like a wave down the front of your body. Again, inhale, hold, release. We'll do one more deepest breath in so far. Hold it. Let it go. You can keep your eyes closed if that feels good to you. If you want to stay here for a little bit longer, keep breathing. Or if you want to open your eyes, very slowly flutter them open. I want to thank you so much for being here with Alicia and I today. We are so honored to be able to guide you throughout this Start Career Day 2025. And we hope that you enjoy the rest of today's presentations.